Entry level, premium, performance focused and style oriented. We've seen every type of electric scooter in India so far. What we haven't seen yet is a utility oriented electric scooter, and Bengaluru based startup River has come out with the Indi to solve this very use case. The question is though, is the Indi really all that it's made out to be? Will it really be as useful in your everyday work life? Let us get on the scooter and tell you what it's like. But before we get started, make sure you follow Car and Bike and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on an update from the channel. When the Indi was unveiled in February this year, a lot of people said it's not the prettiest scooter, and let's face it, it isn't. The Indi adopts a function over form approach to its design and styling, and everything that's present on the scooter is there to serve a purpose. Its wide front end incorporates a large headlight housing. You've got twin LED headlamps up front. The front end is a little bulbous, but that's because it has a lockable glove box, which is something we do not see in scooters these days. Down here you will see the floorboard is wide, so you can actually carry bigger items on it, and when you do, there are foot pegs up front which you can use to avoid dragging your feet while you're actually riding the scooter with a big item placed on the floorboard. Towards the back you will notice that it has the pannier mounts. These will be offered as accessories. Up front there are the crash guards that are built into the bodywork of the scooter. You also have a pretty sturdy top mount railing over here which also doubles up as the grab rail. At the back you will see a large frosted effect LED tail light. The scooter has a wheelbase of 1365mm, which is the longest in its segment, and it rides on 14-inch wheels, giving it a rather purposeful stance. For those who intend to use the Indi as a workhorse to carry bigger items around, you will be thrilled to know that this scooter has the largest lockable storage capacity of any electric scooter on sale in India right now. So up front you will find this glove box. There is 12 liters of storage space over here, and there's also a nifty shelf on the inside. Also you will find the organ to release the cover for the charging port of the scooter in here. Additionally, you get 43 liters of under-seat storage space. So once I open it, you can see I've been able to fit my riding jacket and my gloves inside it. It's not a flat under-seat storage, so it limits practicality in a way so you won't be able to fit some of the bigger items in here, but it is still pretty usable. The Indi isn't exactly tech heavy as such, and you do not get a touchscreen like you do on some premium electric scooters. This is a standard digital cluster, but it is nicely laid out. It's got some color elements to it as well, and you've got all the information laid out quite neatly. What I don't like is the overall quality and fit and finish of some of the items over here. The Indi has a very rough edges sort of feel to it, and the thing is, these are production models and not pre-production units. So this is what customers will eventually end up getting, and I'm not quite sure how hard wearing some of the materials used are. The River Indi gets a 4 kWh lithium-ion battery pack with NCA chemistry cells, and River tells us that this will give the scooter a real-world range of up to 120 kilometers in eco mode. So the River Indi has a proprietary charging port, so it cannot tap into any of the existing fast charging infrastructure rolled out by other OEMs. But River will bundle an 800-watt portable charger with the Indi, which will help charge the scooter to full in about 5 hours. And River is also working on fast charging options, including a 3 kilowatt charger. This will make sense given the fact that the Indi will need to spend more and more time on the road if it is being used for work purposes. I must admit to being a little surprised by the Indi's on-road performance. You see, while its mid-drive motor's output figures do seem impressive on paper, you have to remember that this is a 140 kilo scooter, and yet the Indi can get up to speed pretty quickly. In eco mode, it's a little sluggish, and I would suggest that you steer clear of this mode when you're actually out on the road. You can engage ride mode, which gives you usable power, and in rush mode you get the full 6.7 kilowatt output from the motor. 26 Newton meters of torque is plenty for a two-wheeler of any kind. And on the Indy, it does work. However, in eco mode, you do require that little extra go which the scooter lacks at present. The ride quality is actually quite okay. It's balanced, but I would have liked it to be a little bit softer, a little more comfortable, because right now it does feel a little too firm for its own good. That being said, when you're riding 2 up and with some luggage, the ride quality does improve notably. And stopping power is provided by the 240mm disc brake up front and a 200mm disc brake at the back. They work harmoniously and bring you to a halt without any drama whatsoever. And the one big party piece of the Indy out on the road are its 14-inch wheels and the thicker tires. You see, this is riding on a 110/70 front and a 120/70 section rear tire, which means you have plenty of confidence going into corners at speed, and you will feel more and more encouraged to ride this in a more enthusiastic manner, provided you have enough range left. It's clear to see what River has tried to do with the Indy. While other electric two-wheeler manufacturers have so far targeted the tech-savvy customer, River wants to go after the customer that's looking for value, that's looking for utility with the Indy. It's got great performance for something of its size. At the same time, it's got real practicality. It's got so much lockable space that could be extremely handy if you're used to carrying and shipping things around. That being said, it still feels pretty rough around the edges. Quality could be better in many ways. The ride quality can be improved. And you have to remember that at this point, the real novelty value with the Indy is in its utility. But that is not defensible. You see, Ather Energy is set to come out with a family scooter in the next 6 to 8 months. We know Ola Electric is to expand its S1 scooter range. And there are other players such as Bajaj and TVS which are also working on upcoming electric scooter models. And there's also Gogoro, which is planning to come in with a brand new scooter targeted specifically at the gig worker economy. Keeping this in mind, River will have to act fast to get this scooter out to as many customers across the country as possible, because all of these other players are racing and the clock is ticking. And the scooter, when it was launched, cost rupees 1,25,000, but by the time you are able to purchase one, it will cost well over rupees 1,50,000 excluding taxes. So it's not particularly cheap, and you know you can get plenty of other electric scooters that offer better performance for the same price. So what do you think of the River Indy? Do you think this can be compared to any other existing electric scooter on the market? And do you have any specific questions for us regarding the Indy? Let us know in the comments. Let us know what you thought of this video. If you have any feedback for us, we'll be happy to hear it. Remember to follow carandbike, like this video if you enjoyed watching it, and share it with your friends and family. And if you'd like to watch our review of the River Indy in Hindi, then you can click on this banner.